Hey, Soho. Hey! So what's about to happen is a song is about to play, but that song is not the original song because we did not have the budget to afford the rights to it. So what you're gonna hear is a perfectly legal sound-alike to Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Is that okay? Yeah! Thank you so much, and I cannot reiterate enough just how legal the sound-alike is. Please welcome to the stage, it's Olga Koch!
What's up, females?
On September 11th, 2021, my long-term boyfriend broke up with me. And that 9/11 was my Vietnam. He broke up with me mere days after my 29th birthday. As it was happening, I was like, I'm sorry, am I in the opening sequence of every movie ever? If I look into a mirror, will I see Julia Roberts? And I don't want anyone to feel bad for me because I got broken up with. I want everybody to feel bad for me because I got broken up with by a self-proclaimed Disney adult. Do we know what a Disney adult is? It's an adult person who enjoys the works of Walt Disney. It does what it says on the tin. What I don't enjoy about Disney adults is that Disney adults appropriate virgin culture without doing the work of not having sex. That's not fair, you don't get both. And some of you are like, Olga, what's it like to long-term date a Disney adult? Well, it's when you're performing oral sex at the Toy Story Hotel at Disneyland Paris. Making direct eye contact with Woody on the wallpaper. And you think to yourself, this is exactly what I had in mind when you said you were whisking me away to Paris. Because London, if we know anything, is that real men like Looney Tunes. If you can appreciate the curves of Jessica Rabbit's body, your balls have dropped. I don't know if you know this, but Elmer Fudd was actually one of the founding members of the NRA. This is true, you can Google it. Because Looney Tunes teaches you real life skills, like when there's a gun pointed to your head, you tie it in a knot like a real man. But the thing you need to know about me is that whenever I go through a breakup, I never get sad. Whenever I'm single, I never get sad. If someone breaks up with me, I never get sad. If someone breaks up with me, if anything, I get more delusionally confident. Do you get this? Like, to give you an idea, a couple of months ago, I was riding this guy's dick, legend. And as I was doing it, I looked him directly in the eye and without a shred of irony said, I'm gonna make you believe in God. That's the last time I fuck Ricky Gervais, am I right? Come on! We're having fun. I could only come if he did Brent. No, he could only come if he did Brent. And look, it's difficult for me to be the comedian that fucks, okay? That is my plight. I know what you want from me. You want me to be a jester. You want me to be a clown. You want to point at me and feel better about your own lives. You want me to be pathetic, right? So I can't really come out here and be like, I have a lot of sex. I have to package it in a sad way. I have to be like, oh, I have a UTI. But how do you think I got it? And the reason I never get sad after I get broken up with, and I never get sad when I'm single, is because I came of age at a very specific time in history. I came of age in the late 90s, early 2000s, at the peak of hoe culture. I was raised by women like Samantha Jones from Sex and the City, like Nessa from Gavin and Stacey. When I was a little girl, I wanted to grow up to become Stifler's mom. And that is why I never get sad when I'm single. When I'm single, I fly my hoe culture flag high. And some of you may be uncomfortable with the term hoe. I totally get it. I used to be uncomfortable with it as well. But then in the last 2 years, I started referring to myself as a hoe, and I thought, what changed? And I think it's because in the last 2 years, I've stopped deriving so much of my self-esteem from sex and romance and started deriving more of my self-esteem from professional achievements and work. And that's when I realized, capitalism. You old dirty bastard, you've done it again! I just have a new daddy to please. I just want Adam Smith's invisible hand to pat me on the bum. He could do other stuff too. God, I love hoe culture. I love hoe culture. Hoe culture to me is the antithesis to traditional femininity. Hoe culture is a toxic femininity. It's fun. It's flirty. Hoe culture is a self-aware narcissism. Hoe culture is breaking the fourth wall to say, am I really about to suck this guy's dick? What am I even like? I love the women of hoe culture. I love Shania Twain singing, the best part about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. I love Alanis, Avril, all the Canadian yodelers. Do you have copyright to that? It's not necessarily good women either. Nadine Dorries is hoe culture. Brigitte Macron, hoe culture. Do you know Brigitte Macron? First Lady of France. She's married to Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. They met in a classic meet cute. He was 16 and in school, and she was his teacher. 24 years older than him. And every time I think of Brigitte Macron, which is daily, 99% of me is like, oh my God, she's a pedo. She's a groomer. She should be in jail. What a nonce, what a nonce, what a nonce, nonce, nonce. But then 1% of me does inevitably always go, this is her story. Just the 1%. And hoe culture isn't just sex, right? Hoe culture is a way to live life. It's to say, shots on me, and then forgetting your debit card. Hoe culture. What a fun feather boa. Does it come in lime green? Hoe culture. Not bringing any camping equipment to a camping trip you organized. Hoe culture. What's your name, sir?
Ben.
Ben? That's hoe culture. Wearing a cowboy hat indoors? Thank you very, very much. Automatically connecting to the Wi-Fi at the Brewdog. That's hoe culture, baby. And usually, when I need to have my sexual needs met after a breakup, I contact a certain someone called Sebastian. Sebastian is a bad signal to all of my friends that I'm single and I'm out on the prowl. And the reason I contact Sebastian is because Sebastian meets most of my sexual needs. But I know for a fact that I will never fall in love with Sebastian. Because the very first time we had sex, Sebastian brought a guitar. There's no risk of me falling in love with anyone who once posted a picture of Elvis Presley on his Instagram feed with the caption, "Rest in peace, King." But I knew for a fact that I would never, ever develop feelings for Sebastian when I realized that he was the type of person to regurgitate facts and anecdotes you told him as brand new information. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He'd be like, I had diarrhea at the Red Hot Chili Peppers show. That was me! I told you that. He'd be like, did you know that this is where the clit is? I told you that. But this time around, after this breakup, Sebastian wasn't going to do the trick. Because after this breakup, I had a very specific goal in mind. And Sebastian is quite sexually conservative, he's a little bit sexually repressed, and my goal was quite adventurous. What I wanted to do was something I'd never done before. What I wanted to do after this breakup was to have a threesome. Shock, awe. Everyone's like, Olga, you're so confident. You look like you've forgotten how to have sex with fewer than 4 people. I know, I'm aware of the vibe that I give off. Honestly, it would be so on brand for me to have a threesome. But the main reason I wanted to have a threesome was because I just wanted to see if I could. Like, no one tells you when you're younger how much sex stuff you do, not because you want to do it, but because you want to have done it. Like, you've had a 69 to, like, tick the box, not for the pleasure of anyone involved. Right? I mean, a few years ago, I got obsessed with having sex with a rock star. I was like, I want to fuck a rock star. I want to fuck a rock star. And then I had diarrhea at the Red Hot Chili Peppers show.